Hi and welcome to the channel. My name is Anna Maria and this is the fourth episode in a series about the witch trials that I'm doing on the channel. In this episode I will talk about the Netherlands. I will link the other episodes down below. I just want to remind everyone that the witch trials were brutal, and I will take up themes that can be distressing, especially when it comes to the sentences and the punishments. So a warning for that. The Netherlands is actually one of the countries that had the fewest witch trials. They stopped the execution of witches long before the rest of Europe did. Around 200 people were executed in total, but that number could be higher if you count in the regions that were under Spanish jurisdiction at the time. The reason why they might be counted sometimes and sometimes not is because, as I said, they were under Spanish jurisdiction at the time, but they later became a part of the Netherlands. Just because the witch trials ended early doesn't mean that people stopped believing in witches. They believed in witches into the 19th century. The accused and executed in the witch trials were mainly women. There is a lot of sources that have been lost from this time, but what is left you can see that the witch trials were most intense from 1550 to 1575, but it happened before that as well. In 1564 there was a lot of people that were accused in the county of Holland. And in several areas they took advice from abroad how to get information out of the accused in the best way. Women were the ones that were accused the most. In fact, out of 164 cases, 155 of them were women. In the western provinces, women were mostly accused and executed. But in the eastern provinces there were men as well. But the men were more commonly accused of being werewolves. Some cases were connected to the plague, and the people that helped the plague victims were accused of being witches. There were already very few cases that led to execution, even though people believed in witches for a very long time. It was a difference between the northern part of the Netherlands and the Spanish part of the Netherlands. In the north it was quite rare with witch trials, and they took pride in that, whilst in the Spanish parts it was quite common, so it was a bit of a power struggle. Some lynchings happened outside of the court well into the 1800s, and this led to that you yourself could ask for a case to be taken up, so you could clear your name in society. The authorities weren't that interested in taking up the cases, but they mostly agreed, and the accused person could do a water test to see if they would sink or float. There was a huge contrast in this area when it came to the witch trials. They had religious wars behind them and the Spanish Inquisition that led to more witch hunts. It's believed that between 1450 and 1685, around 1,000 to 1,250 people were executed in this area for witchcraft, so a lot more than in northern Netherlands. It was also a difference in who got accused when it came to the Dutch-speaking areas and the German-French-speaking areas. The last person executed in this area was a woman called Martha van Watteren. She was executed in 1684. Anna Jansdochter Muggen, sorry for pronunciation, was executed in 1608 in Holland. And her case is a little bit different from the ones I have covered before. She was said to have put 6 people under her spell with help of witchcraft. And when she was confronted about it, not only did she confess to this, but she confessed to have been done similar things for the last 13 years. She even told authorities that she had made a pact with the devil when he was last visiting her. Anna was strangled to death and then burned at the stake. And that was all for this episode. In the next episode about the witch trials, I will talk about Italy. If you like this episode, please like, comment and subscribe, and don't forget the notifications, and I will see you in the next one.